So, guys, I got my car back and I hooked up my phone and I recorded, but the camera failed. So, the good news is I have dash cams on this car, so they recorded the entire spiel. So, you're going to be getting a dash cam view with me talking about what the service people found out and how the service went on my fourth replacement on the vent.
Well, good morning, guys. It's the next day after getting the car back. I haven't had a chance to test the front vent yet, but I will do that shortly, and I will get back to you to let you guys know how the front vent is. A few words about how this service went. Number one, they didn't use my oil filter. They're short a lot of people right now. Everybody is sick. So, I'm not going to give them too much hell. It was a little more expensive than usual because there was like $40 worth of testing the brakes and all that kind of stuff. So they're generally very nice people, and I don't try to give them too much attitude. They're good people. But they did oil change and the tire rotation, so that's all set and done, and they changed the vent, or so they said. I guess we'll find out if that's fixed. Anyone want to make odds on that? I want you guys to send in your bets on whether the vent's going to rattle still. I'm betting it will rattle, and it's going to rattle a lot. Now, here comes the bad part. As I suspected, they couldn't get the brakes to do the throbbing for them, and which is typical. You're dealing with a dealership. The moment you take it to the dealer, the car magically fixes itself. It's pretty funny. And it's pretty obnoxious because there is definitely something going on with the brakes. I think it's been going on a while, but it doesn't happen all the time. But when it does happen, it's kind of it's a throbbing, like that. Don't hear it, but it makes you move like that. And it can happen at lower speeds and whatever. It's working fine right now. But it happens at lower speeds, and sometimes it's pretty strong that it would actually make you go like that. You can feel the whole car doing it. You have no movement in the brake pedal doesn't do anything, but but the whole car actually moves forward and back. It's like a throbbing. It's almost as if you have a big warped rotor, but it only happens sometimes, which leads me to believe of one of two things. Either it's the caliper, it's a caliper that's freezing off and on, or it's something with regenerative braking. That would be my guess. I think it's a regenerative braking. The reason I think that is because the speeds are too quick, and the braking power that I'm using is too light for the calipers really to engage at that speed. So this is the time when you're happy to have Honda Care, because heaven knows. No, it seems to be working okay now. I know we're gonna do a test drive and nothing's gonna freaking happen. It just drives me berserk because sometimes it's ridiculous and sometimes it isn't. But either way, they got the oil change done. It was a little more expensive. I looked it over. I saw it was like $45 for, I guess they gave, like a half hour's worth of testing the brakes and all that, and everything was fine. And then, of course, they didn't use my oil filter. That's all right. It's not like the car won't need a oil change again. And also, the bottom trim underneath my steering wheel was not totally hooked up properly. So I called them in and they took care of that. So all in all, an okay service appointment. Can't give them an A+, but I think they're overstressed. There are very few of them, and it's hard for them to get things done quickly. And, this is when you hate not being able to talk directly to a service technician, and, you got to rely on the person who greets you to put in the information of what you're trying to say. They write it down and all that. I'm sure the service tech looks over it. I'm hoping they read it, but it doesn't always go in well, and they don't always understand. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Ruby is back. She's got fresh blood oil in her. She seems relatively happy. I'm going to check out this vent eventually, but I'm not doing it today. I am exhausted. I got back from work, went to pick up the car, and that's enough for me. So basically, I will get back to you on the vent. I want you all to put your bets on the vent. What do you guys bet? All of you in the comments. I gotta say, like and subscribe. Nobody's gonna do that anyway. So I mean, this is a stupid channel anyway. We all know that, and I'm a doofus. But put it in the comments. Who bet whether the vent is actually is fixed or if it's not fixed. So come on, guys. I think we already know the answer. It's getting kind of pathetic now. I think, don't you? Well, that's all I got to say, and Verdier out.